Alright, hey guys, this is Suburbanite, and we're currently working on a big giant mob grinder for our server, atlantaminecraft.com. We're in the outside right now. We've got a train station over here for quick access from spawn. It's fully automated and very complex. Maybe we'll make a video with the workings of that sometime. But as we come in the entryway to our building here, we basically got to drop all the way down to bedrock. Nice handy water system that we made for getting up and down the floors. You basically drop, land right at the floor with no damage, and climb straight up at pretty quick speeds up the water elevator there. This is a big multi-level project. The spawner itself is built in quarters, and right now we only have one quarter operating, but once we have all the other three working, this is going to be a really heavy flow. You can see the pile of loot we get down here. Right now it's just coming out of one of the shafts. Items per hour, I'm not quite sure, but I know it's rocking out a lot. Back through this way, you'll see one of our kill boxes. The machine's going to have 4 kill boxes, one at the end of each of these streams. Here you can get a nice little look at the kill box. Sorry about that, quick phone call. The kill box is set up so that it takes care of spiders as well. If you peek in there, it's 3 tiles wide, and we have a lava block right in the center so that the spiders cannot fit through the opening. Now, if we want to take a look upwards, see some of the spawning floors, I'm sure. Alright, this is the first layer of our spawning floors. Not actually a spawning floor, but more of a big sorting floor. We call it the toilet bowl. What you're looking at now is just half of it. There are 2 giant funnels, and they're seriously massive. They go way back. It's just a giant square that floods downward to a center point that drops it down into the loot machine, or into the kill box. So there's going to be 4 of these big funnels, one for each of the 4 quarters and for each of the 4 kill boxes. The one that we're looking at here, we haven't yet built any spawning floors on top of it, but if we run next door, you will actually be able to see mobs dropping from the ceiling right in front of you and landing in the thing. It's pretty neat to stand there with no glass between you and them, and they just can't get to you because of the water flow. But right out here, I'm not sure how far you can see in the darkness, but there's zombies and spiders and all kinds of baddies out there. Obviously, if you were to get swept away with the current, you'd be dead before you ever got to the lava chamber. There's so many mobs that are flowing down into that center point that I doubt you'd hit the floor before they killed you.
Now, is each floor the exact same like this, or is this the only toilet bowl, or?
I'm not sure on the exact number of drops, but I think each one of those big funnels has about 16 drops, points where the mobs are dropped down onto them. The reason I designed it that way with so many drop holes is to get the most mobs to spawn. You want them to die in the shortest amount of time after they spawn. This is essentially a raw floor that we're still working on. You can see where the water channels are going to be placed. Everything is an 8x8 square in the middle. The water is let me set one up really quickly here. This is how I irrigate the water system with a water tile on the 4 corner blocks. The center one is just there for show. But the water flow is alternating with holes that will cut in the floor. In each one of these spots, we'll cut out the 9 center tiles with the hole dropping all the way down to the toilet room, of course. And then we cut out the one more notch so that the water flow works properly. This entire floor will be alternating, just an alternating sequence of water sources and holes. So it's very efficient. Wherever the mobs spawn, they're just a short distance from one of the drop holes, which feeds them right down to the kill box in a very short amount of time. But now that you see it in the light, we can pop next door and actually go into a dark room that's currently spawning mobs, just to give you an idea of what it looks like when it's fully set up. I'll drop a few torches in here and hopefully we won't get killed. This pattern just pretty much repeats through the whole thing. The exact area that we covered, I heard that mobs will spawn within 5 chunks of you in any direction, so I kind of tried to cover that much area. And so far, with just 1/4 of it operating, we're just getting a tremendous mob flow. It's great. And be careful, mobs will be dropping from above your head there too. The holes go straight down. I think there's 3 or 4 floors going upward. Well, let's go ahead and pull these torches and get out of here. I have one last area to show you. Alright, the last little area we have here, this is in the floors between where we're building and the loot chamber. This is our workshop for construction of the project, and also for crafting for anything we need for any of our server projects here. We've got chest galore, as I'm sure you can see, forges all over. Everything is labeled. This whole half of the room is all for stone products, cooking up stone. Over here we have a wood station, wools and dyes, redstone, rail carts, iron, gold, you name it. If it's crafted, we got a place for it. We're also going to be setting up an entire automated underground farming operation over here too. Keep all the workers fed. You know, plenty of bread is good for everyone. We're thinking about setting up another one of these wings to be personal storage lockers for anybody who's, you know, helping out, wants to clear their inventory and, you know, empty things out so they can carry more cobblestone, what have you. We'll have just a little area with chests and signs so you can label your stuff. I think all in all we've probably had about 20 different people helping out, some of them for hours, some of them for days. You know, people from all over the server are just coming and want to help out, sitting down and collecting arrows and sulfur. Yeah, it's been a good time though. I might do a more in-depth video if there's a lot of requests for it on the exact layout of the mob grinder. It seems we're getting really heavy item flow, so I'll try to calculate how much per hour we're getting. I've seen some of the 20k item per hour and 30k item per hour, and if we're putting up really big numbers, I'll post a detailed guide on the whole layout of the thing.